Good afternoon, my Facebook friends. I'm going to talk to you guys today a little bit about why knee over toe training works so well to be able to strengthen your knees. So if you guys know a little bit about my own testimony, you might know that I've had double knee surgeries before the age of, or by the age of 21. And with that, I dealt with a lot of pain. You know, as an athlete, I played football, as a personal trainer, did like some powerlifting and a lot of heavy lifting, and my knees weren't really liking it, even though I was in love with these movements, and they really helped me to, specifically as like a believer, find my strength here on earth. And it just kind of reflected that, strength that Christ gives us. It was cool to see that physical embodiment of that. And I'm going to talk to you guys while I drive to go pick up my wife here. So I won't make a lot of eye contact all the time. And if I do, it's just because you guys are special, or I'm at a stoplight. But in my own journey after my double knee surgeries, they told me, hey, as you start to get back into training, you're going to want to keep your knee behind your ankle. So if you guys are familiar with movement, you'll know that like when you squat, for instance, your knees at the very, very bottom are going to go forward over your toes. They're going to be ahead of your toes rather than behind them, like when you're standing. So the whole premise for a long time in the physical therapy and strength training world was, and this is what they told me after my knee surgeries, don't send your knees over your toes. This is where injury occurs. And this traditional wisdom is not wrong. That is where injury occurs, but it's because nobody spends time getting strong in this position. An example I would say is like, hey, if you're somebody who believes in Jesus and you know that you need to strengthen your fasting muscle, right? Like you want to get stronger at fasting, but everyone always tells you fasting is really hard, and that's where people like pass out and get headaches. Well, that's true if you don't fast often and train fasting, right? When you learn to train fasting, you explore things like salts, you explore things like just engaging the Father and being really intentional around your prayer in that time and setting up the reason why you're fasting, etc. So it's kind of similar when it comes to knee over toe training. This was where and is where a lot of people get injured. Like let's say when you're running or you're jumping or you're hiking or you're doing anything where you have to get into an athletic position, your knee is going to go forward of your toes. And this is a common position that a lot of people get hurt. And it's a position that people avoid in the weight room because we've been told don't train this. So the reason why, let's say you train a really deep squat where your heels are elevated, so on like a block or something like that, so your knees are being pushed forward intentionally. This is a very knee dominant exercise. The reason why this is so effective for strengthening your knees, and again, all of these exercises I'm mentioning here is being done with the appropriate progression for you. So for most people, I start them off with no weight. And for a lot of people, especially after injuries, I actually utilize like bands and stuff like that to be able to make it even easier with no weight before introducing dumbbells, barbells, etc. So keep that in mind as I talk about this, that most people are going to want to start this body weight. But as you get your knee forward over your toes in that deep squat with your heels elevated, what you're doing is you're teaching your knee not to be scared of that position. You're teaching your ankles to be able to bend and to be malleable, so that way when you go to pick up your kid, you don't have to look really weird trying to keep your back straight, your knees behind your toes, and doing completely natural movements just to be able to follow, quote unquote, what's right for the body. So when you're training this knee over toe position in your lower body workouts, like Beth, what's going on? Beth is one of my clients here. It's good to see you. So she's doing like some knee over toe work with split squats, deep squats, seated calf raises, things like that. When she's doing those, she's strengthening her knees to be able to move better in these really common weak positions. So it's so important, guys, as we train and do physical exercise, don't be as scared. Don't be as scared of the weak areas that you have in training, because if you don't hit those, this is where you get hurt. This is where you see big, strong power lifters who forget to do bicep curls because they only want to do squats, deadlifts, and bench press, end up busting their biceps. because they forgot to do pull-ups and chin-ups and bicep dominant exercises that build strength and length in that area. So you don't want to be so scared of different movements that you forget to actually build strength in key areas that can get you hurt. So this is why for lower body exercises, knee over toe training works so well to be able to strengthen your knees, because it targets those weak links and makes sure that you are not neglecting any area of movement and leaving it strengthless, right? You're bringing healing into every single part of your body. So had this question pop up on a post of a personal training client where I posted her testimony and a little bit about how her transformation has come about. I wanted to go live and share that here with you guys. So if this was helpful for you, just go ahead and heart the video. Share this video with somebody you know who has knee pain to help them out and, you know, potentially speed up their strengthening and recovering process and help them stop wasting time. You know, this stuff helped me go from constant pain to now, you know, running a half marathon in the desert last year, being able to grab rim on a basketball hoop. I was never able to do that. This is after having to relearn how to walk 2 different times after my knee surgery. So this stuff really works. I'm a walking testimony of it. My clients are walking testimonies of it. And I just want to support you guys and help you get on this train of feeling good, moving good, and doing great things. This is also a key part inside of my Kingdom Athlete program that I just opened the doors up for. This is a program where you guys can build your spiritual and your physical strength. It's for a Christian who is wanting that kind of that spiritual oil change, right? You're ready to get all the fluids running, both spiritually and physically, really, really well, growing in all areas of your walk with Christ, while also getting your body moving better and feeling stronger. There's a post on my page with some information on that. So with all that being said, guys, I appreciate you for tuning in. I'll catch you guys in the next video.